Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by Indy Wrestling US. Check out IWC, RWA, and more. And listeners like you, support this show at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 728 Tuesdays. We've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I am Mike Sorg. I am Sorgatron on the Twitter, ready to preside over tonight's proceedings. Wait, that's pretty much the same word, isn't it? I don't know. It's wrestling. There's Thunderdomes, and Monday nights are melting my brain and getting timey-wimey because I think I'm having a schizophrenic wrestling breakdown. But that was for the Monday show to talk about. But with me to talk about professionalized wrestling this evening, first of all, joining us from the Rizz Dome is the Rizz of Rizz Plays Games.
I also have wrestling on right now.
You also have wrestling on. Oh, look at that. What is that playing behind you?
Oh, that's Indy Wrestling US, and right now it's
System Elite.
System Elite versus 40 Acres. I'm not sure who 40 Acres are.
Oh, wait, you don't know who 40 Acres are?
Oh, never mind. I just saw
me?
who 40 Acres are.
Who's 40 Acres?
It is PB Smooth and Trey Lamar.
Yes, it is. It's some other guys too. I don't know the third guy. I saw him at AIW one time. But no. Yes. Good. You educated. And Rizz, I'm going to ask Rizz to tell me, to explain to me what a Callux is and everything going on there, because I see it on the internet, but I cannot grasp what's happening.
How do you not know who Callux is?
I don't. Well, it sounds like everybody is Callux, so that's part of my problem. But we'll get to that later in the show.
I'm gaming Callux, Sorg.
Okay. We will figure this out, and I'll figure out if this is the next thing. This is my next warhorse to follow on the Twitters. Also with us, and Rizz is dying over there.
I'm dying.
I mean, I was getting a little bit of sinuses today too, sir. So,
oh yeah.
But back in the studio, he has braved joining us in the studio. He's got a dog flanking him over there too, but we have as affectionate label Butts Bradley is with us right now.
No,
what? Bradley.
Hey,
Butts Bradley. Look at that.
That's heel Bradley.
No, that's Butts Bradley.
No,
that's Butts Bradley. And that's wait. I got a note about your title from K Dutters, and
not Dutters,
and there you go.
I don't. There's a pear beside my name.
Yes, there is a pear beside your name. I don't know. She said something about you liked pears.
Wait, why is it a pear? Why is it not peach?
It's
whatever.
I think it is more a peach. The dog is very interested. The dog is very concerned with your situation right now. So wait. I got another one. Oh, look there you go. There he is. Oh, the dog is coming over to me now.
No biting.
Bradley, heel Bradley, face Bradley, Butts Bradley. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm glad to have you back with us here in the studio.
It's nice to be back here.
It's good to see you again.
It's good. We got to talk for about 4 hours.
You did.
In Carnegie Park a Saturday a couple weeks ago.
We did.
Just meet up or what?
Rizz, we've been if you come over to this side of the city, we've been meeting up in parks, like grabbing to go Denny's or whatever, or Chipotle or whatever, and I just meet people at the park now. By the skating thing. So Rizz, if you want to come over, or if anybody else wants to have a lunch,
all right.
Or
first of all, the thought of Denny's not at this hour, but like in an hour of daylight
is weird.
It kind of made me like cringe a little bit. But yeah, Sorg, thank you for inviting me.
Listen, man, I shouldn't be able to see my moons over my hammy in daylight. That is unfortunate. Yeah. That is not anything that you should be exposed to. Man. Well, hey, we're going to have some fun tonight.
One day I will be over there, Sorg.
We're going to have some fun tonight that somewhat will resemble a wrestling show. But in the meantime, please go check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. That's where you can find out this find out. You can find this and other fine podcasts throughout the week with us here, including we actually returned the Indie Mayhem show, and I just scheduled another one for this week. But we had Warhorse join us on this past week's returning show. Warhorse, who have been tearing it up all over the Midwest, including at Fight Underground, Rise Wrestling, Uprise, a lot of that over on the network, of course. But a lot of great stuff that they've been involved with. Had a good discussion with them, including the name change of because they were originally Warhorse.
Yes.
And
Yes,
you
they were.
already know the problem with that. But of
I
course,
think I brought that up to you once. I was like,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
guy wrestling named Warhorse.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's being
I was like, we'll see what happens. And then turns out, he wrestled Cody on national TV. But so that was a thing that happened, and we had a good discussion. The dog has concerns about it too, if you hear him in the background. But that was one episode, of course, the Monday Night Show, which is usually Mad Mike and I losing our damn minds after Monday Night Raw. We keep trying to insert into talking about wrestling, and then we just end up talking about Star Wars Rebels. It just
That's
happens.
how.
And then
that's how,
and then we're like, this is an hour? What did we do?
and like, this reminds me of how TNA Impact
Yeah,
and that after show
yeah, that was the same way.
just started
Yeah.
going downhill
Yep,
fast.
Yep. That's when you know. That's when you know. But anyways, you can check out all that at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can also subscribe to the Wrestling Mayhem Show super feed, where all of the Mayhem shows are, so you don't miss any of them if you want to do it that way. But also, wherever you are, please subscribe, and please rate and review us on whatever podcaster, especially the iTunes one over there. We really do appreciate that. It helps us get in front of more people. You can also drop us a line at that email address.
Good times.
Good times at
Wow.
WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Yeah, that's why we invited them in, from the melodic tones. And you can drop us a line at 412-206-WMS0 at Mayhem Show on the Twitter, Wrestling Mayhem Show on the Facebook page and group, where we are live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Facebook, on the Periscope Twitter account at Mayhem Show, on the YouTube page we are live as well, and over on the Sorgatron Media Twitch page. And I will be pulling up that chat room right now, because we do try to pay attention to all of those chat rooms so you guys can be a part of the conversation here. And of course,
Oh, look at that. Look at that, Sorg.
well,
Look at that, look at that, look at that, Sorg.
you were over on Twitch and you're happy about it?
I'm on Twitch, and I'm happy about that.
And you can also co-host us on your Twitch account if you want to help spread the Mayhem Show and all the other great Sorgatron Media shows as well. Loading chat.
Fact, Sorg.
Fact.
Since you brought that up.
Fact. Or a watch
might as well
party.
do that
If you're
now.
watching right now live, please, especially on the Facebook, hit the like, heart, whatever button. Hit a watch party, hit a share. Let people know that we're live and having fun, and getting some of your friends in the chat room as well. I'm saying a lot of different names. Like I don't know if I've seen this Casey fellow before in the chat room, but I also see Tina and Dave and Ryan hanging out from Atlanta as well. Thank you guys for dropping in. And I realize I don't know why you're looking at Rizz right now, but hi, here, I'm the one
Hi.
talking. Hi. You're just going to leave it on
Sorg.
Rizz. Hi. Yes.
Sorg, is that Casey Mamula? I think is his name.
I believe it is.
Hi, Casey. How you doing?
Oh, friend of the
Hey,
Bradley.
I know Casey.
Friend of the Bradley. All
Casey,
right.
Casey goes to a couple of the places I go to. I've seen him to Rise, IWC, Black Diamond, when that was a place you felt comfortable with, but we won't go. Hey, get that off!
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, we got the title going again. Sorry. We're back to it. Anyways, you can also support the show at Patreon, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show, including our friends at the fan of the show level, Mo Diggity! Woo! Ed Burke, Bobby F. J-Town, Team Hammer Fist. At the Poppy Club, our friend Bradley. Dave Podner,
No.
Daniel Towery, and Tina Keys. At the Pizza Club, our friends Doc Remedy and Cal Turner. And at the manager level, our friends at OccupyProWrestling.com and Farnsworth Investments. You guys can support the show too and get exclusive content. We had a chat with Bradley about the first wrestling show that he attended, finding the flyer on a barbershop window in New York, near Niagara Falls, I guess,
It was
right?
on the Canada side.
It was on the Canada side.
I was in Niagara Falls, Canada.
There you go. You found random wrestling and it was not a unfortunate plot to steal his kidneys. So congratulations on that too. He has his kidneys, and he
It
discovered
was somebody
pro
who
wrestling.
took wrestling seriously. It wasn't somebody that got their tax return or whatever the other side of it is. And
Do they even have tax returns in Canada? I don't know. I
don't know, but no, it was a
They just,
legit show. I thought
yeah.
it was going to be a joke, but
Yep.
it was a legit show. It was
So-
real good stuff.
So he gives some details about his early interactions with guys like, why did he just skip my name? Cody Deaner and RJ
Cody
City
Deaner.
as a part of that. So that is over on the Patreon for everybody. You
Yeah.
leave him wanting. Bradley, leave him wanting more.
Yeah.
So and you go and Bradley will be watching himself on the Patreon this week. Anyways, speaking of washing ourselves, apparently there's going to be a giant screen situation going on for basically wrestling as we know it starting Friday for the WWE, and it is the Thunderdome. We pontificated over this first reactions last night on the Monday night show. Apparently what they're doing, they're taking up a residency because nobody else is at the Amway Center right now in Orlando because nobody else is doing anything right now unless you're in South Dakota for some reason. It's so they've taken up that residency. They are building up from what I've seen from quotes from Kevin Dunn, it's going to be kind of like what the NBA does with the virtual screens, and the fans are a part of the show digitally. I have air quotes there.
And the fans will be virtually enjoying it.
They will be virtually enjoying it. We're not sure how. The website still doesn't have anything active at WWE Thunderdome.
Thunderdome?
Thunderdome.com.
Are you okay?
I was really not completing words earlier tonight, and I'm going to drink some more coffee. As Rizz, you tell me what you think of the Thunderdome concept.
Yeah, no.
What? Really?
No.
Hold on a second. You're like, no. But first, have you watched NBA? I have not. And secondly,
There's a difference between the NBA
okay,
and the WWE.
he's so mad his computer's shaking right now.
I'm
Look at
sorry
that.
because
Look at that.
my knee was on the my knee was on the leg and it was moving.
That's fine.
It was moving around.
And he created his own Thunderdome.
Anyways, the NBA has the ability to change based on the teams that are playing.
Mm-hmm.
They have a board of home teams fans, home team and away team. WWE has to fill the same amount of people for a good solid 3 hours. One, there's a whole bunch of fans.
Mm-hmm.
Two, the fans sometimes aren't always 100% behind their product.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're just going back to when they had fans. When they had fans.
But also, you have to realize you have to keep them entertained so they're on TV
Mm-hmm.
and not falling asleep like most of us are.
Okay. So,
Like with your like 3 hours of wrestling on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like it's I can't get behind it yet. Like
Okay.
unless I need to know more.
We have to see it. We'll see it Friday. I actually have in my calendar to watch SmackDown because I want to see how this plays out. Okay, because and also, and we talked about this last night. Consider SmackDown will be 1.0. 2.0 will be Saturday, 3.0 will be Sunday. They are also going to be figuring this out, just like the Performance Center presentation has evolved since March, right? Just like all of them have. AEW did the same thing. They've evolved this process as they've been going. We're reinventing the wheel with these things right now. Bradley, I want to go to you. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have another thing before? Okay, Bradley, I want to go to you and get your thoughts. What do you think when we about this Thunderdome idea?
Okay, so I didn't watch Raw last night.
Okay. There's you didn't get anything more other than if you've read what this concept is or basically what we've told you.
Okay.
That's all we know.
So we don't know very much about it.
No,
so
we just
can't
know,
really get too much of an opinion until we see it or
and-
see what's happening, and then we can complain about it.
Absolutely, we are preconceived notions.
I don't know what it is, but I hate it.
Yes, and that's Rizz's position.
Yeah.
Basically.
Very good, Rizz. Good job.
But I'm not. And again, I'm not actually 100% against it though. I'm 100. I'm
That
curious
makes
to see
sense.
what
You
it
don't know what it is.
I'm curious to see what it looks like. But there's a team aspect to that working.
Mm-hmm.
To WWE's. Okay, we're gonna have an entire crowd now of people.
Here's the thing too.
And if they're gonna rotate,
we know nothing about the process. Fans are going to be involved. The other part of this, does this mean that all the shows are now live, or am I going to be watching SmackDown on Thursday night when they tape? You know what does that look like?
They better start.
What is that presentation?
Taping.
Am I watching the show and I just have a camera on me and gave permission to do that? Do I have to pay to be a part of this as a fan? You know, you're going to put how many thousands of fans in there versus how many millions watch on TV. There has to be a process to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then we go back to like what's stated in the chat room. First of all, we got mainstream Matt Carlins saying, I think the missing elephant in the room is the NXT and extras. That's how we'll say it. Okay, failed as fans. It works more in text than me saying it. So there will be no what chance as partner. Also, assuming Retribution doesn't make any problems with technology because they've been doing it. Also, they're horrible spray paint jobs, of which I called last night. That Facade should be hired just to up their graffiti game. But anyways. So I mean, this is all wide open to me. As I said last night, I am more interested to watch WWE programming than I have been because I want to see what they do. You know, I mean, I'm watching all the wrestling to see what they're doing, but that's me because of what I do. I mean, just like when wrestling was normal, I was also always taking notes on production, and now even more so because it's such a wild guessing game that everybody's trying to figure out right now, right? So it'll be interesting to see what's going on there. I feel like what happened was because these guys are looking at all the other sports. I mean, remember WWE had a relationship with NBA Sports, head of NBC Sports. I got my right one this time.
I didn't know
back
that.
in the day when they ran Saturday Night's Main Event, Dick Eversole was like their ally. That's why they've had such a long-standing NBC
That's
Universal.
why they had XFL for on NBC that one
big part of it.
Year.
I mean, they have a foot half in the sport, so they've been watching what everybody else is doing. And I've also seen, not reading much of the articles themselves, but also pontifications that AEW may have also motivated them to do something more based on how they think. So you look, AEW, even though like you can have your questions about the fans, especially during those AEW dark episodes where the fans seem to go away because it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But still, like they have a full set with pyro and everything. Like it feels
and they
like
have
a
live
bigger
fans.
Deal. What was the thing I always say about like people will do stuff at any other promotion, come to WWE and it feels like a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the opposite is happening. AEW, for whatever you think of their programming, feels like a big deal because of the presentation, and now this is going to be WWE's turn to try to turn that back around. Bradley, now that we've pontificated more on what, how, and when this is, do you have any other leaps of faith and hot takes on this?
I guess the hottest take is looking at what WWE has been doing new since this COVID thing happened. And I'd say maybe half of it seems to work. You know, the theatrical matches, some of them actually have been some of the most interesting stuff we've seen.
Some of them, yeah, oh yeah.
This Retribution thing, this, you know, their Retribution, not really going so well, not really tasting well. So, you know, you feel like maybe it's going to be good, maybe it's going to be not. I don't know. So let's just see what they do. And I guess that's the best thing I can give you right now until I see it.
Okay. We'll see where that goes. Well, part of that we're going to see that as part this weekend. It's starting with SmackDown, going into NXT Triple X, as I like to call it. I really hope Vin Diesel is going to show up and Samuel L. Jackson, and they recruit Keith Lee as the next Triple X. That's where I'm at with this. That's the one thing that I hope I don't see coming, but that I completely did. And also SummerSlam, whose tagline is "You'll never see it coming," which again
Rey Mysterio.
it lost me last night. You won't see it from the right side, at least. Nope. Blind jokes. That felt wrong.
You see what we did there?
Yeah. Oh.
Don't worry, Rey Mysterio will have an eye out for you.
No. I almost just invited Matt Connard on just to reunite you two with the knock jokes tonight. I almost did, but I'm like, do I do that to Matt, or he's been through so much lately. I don't know.
Yes, he has.
I don't know if that's what we want.
I don't troll often, but I trolled Sean Spears.
You trolled the shit out of Sean Spears.
I don't think he gave two craps about it.
He doesn't, because you're the least of
he's
his
getting
problems.
paid.
He's
It's
getting
fine.
paid.
I had a couple of Sean Spears fans, jump on and say. I know one literally said, I forget what they said to me, but the end of it said, "Sean Spears, we have your back." And I was like, all right, whatever.
To be clear, we're on Sean Spears because of the trademark issues with one former Reaper, Matt Connard. You can check out our chat about trademarks with him and David Lawless.
That was a good one.
On the Indy Mayhem show from a couple months ago. By the way, I want to give a shout out to another podcast, Gregor Irons podcast. He's been having David Lawless on, and the episode I listened to on my road trip over the weekend, I visited the guys at Imagine Wrestling in Altoona, Cato's promotion. So
Kato.
thank you. I was waiting for that. Internet delay.
Don't know when it's coming.
I was given a pause for it, but it was a little more. He had David on to a real lawyer reminder to give the infractions on when Hulk Hogan's has used semi trucks to break the law, basically, especially in his return run with the NWO. When he hit The Rock with a semi truck in the ambulance, and when he ran over Undertaker's motorcycle with a semi truck, worth a listen. Go please seek that out. And shout out to Gregory Iron for putting on a fun show over there. But anyways, so I was going down the road, semi trucks, to let's talk about this weekend. First, NXT Takeover. Well, we have one more NXT here before the weekend. It's such a fluid. Maybe because I'm watching 3 wrestling shows within 3 hours on Monday nights. But so it's been I've had this weird lucid thing going on. Like it's like I said last night, it feels like it's a schizophrenia thing that's been happening as I'm watching these shows and start just kind of losing touch with reality. So we do have NXT on Saturday. We will get Keith Lee, Karrion Kross. Man, Karrion Kross has been we're going to sink presentation into this guy big time for that show. What do you think of that one, Rizz?
I mean, I've always been a Keith Lee fan first. First and foremost, Keith Lee is just that big guy that knows he's big and you can't move him, and he knows you can't move him. So I'm all for anything Keith Lee does. And also Karrion Kross is, like you said, the production value they put into him equals the production he puts out in the ring. So I'm excited for that match.
Absolutely. I don't know, Bradley, are you keeping much track of NXT these days? I know you've been kind of all over the map on the wrestling.
I have not. I saw the entrance because everyone's going on throughout the entrance, and I see the woman lip syncing, and this is how much attention I've paid to it. When I see her saying words, she's sticking her tongue out as much as possible. It's like, fall and play, fall and play. And I was like, does she really need to stick her tongue out that much to say those words? So
Okay.
I haven't seen...
That's a takeaway.
That's a take. I haven't seen his match yet. I hear big things about it. Good for him, and I'm sure I'm going to get to see if I watch on Saturday night, which is very possible. I'll get to see how good he is. Does seem like a rush. I mean, how many weeks has he been on NXT, and he's already getting a title shot?
It's been a couple of months actually, and he's been at least on one takeover. So I mean.
What's our opinion? Is that too soon or
No, not for a guy that they've hyped up this much.
Yeah.
And done the work that they've done with that. I think it's still, he's done enough. The thing they did with him and Dijak, where he was wrestling Dijak.
Dijakovic.
I'm sorry, I was watching Evolve matches. By
the way, do they keep his name? They keep his name, or they have to change it?
On the thing, you have the original commentary, so it's
okay, good.
It's whatever he was then. So
good.
By the way, yeah, I watched the Keith Lee one, and it's fantastic. I'm really excited that these indies popped up on WWE Network the way they did. That WXW looks like it's going to be the Femme Fatale show we were talking about last night. Looks like it'd be worth a watch. So good. Hey, you just justified my network subscription big time there, more than the pay-per-views. So
there you go.
Even though we're having 3 pay-per-views in 2 weeks on network.
That's right, because
Payback's
is
next
1 week later.
Yep. That is
By the way,
what we're doing.
If I may become the teacher for a minute.
Okay.
Watch. Let's see
Professor
who's
Rizz.
on it. Watch Mr. Anderson versus Joe Hendry. Insane Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
From the
just for the entrance.
It's on the network?
It's on the network.
Is it Joe Hendry entrances as great as they are on Ring of Honor?
Yes.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Local hero.
Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you are missing out. Good stuff.
I don't. That's new to me.
And I love that like Hot Sauce Tracy Williams and Joe Hendry are like popping up now on WWE Network. I'm sad they're not getting paid for it, but because but they're still getting the exposure. I mean that's
I
it's
wish
still
Grado
good
got a paycheck from WWE.
Oh, I need to see how bad they massacre the Madonna entrance. For that, 'cause there's no way they're paying for that shit. But also, and I'm not, all I found, because it's hard to find things on the new WWE Network that you're actually looking for, and like I can't find like the Evolve section to see everything listed. It's just like whatever comes up in trending. So I haven't been able to like do the discovery on everything other than the.
Sometimes it's a little difficult to navigate.
It is. It's not.
Well, I mean, how long do we have to find that Regal match?
Mm-hmm. Like yeah. How I absolutely screwed up. By the way,
Regal and
I
Edge.
finally watched the right match.
Mm-hmm.
From a few weeks ago when we watched the Trish and
it was
Jazz
good, wasn't
match.
it?
Oh, it was fantastic. So were the other 2 matches I watched by accident that were not the right match and everything. So, sure. Let's see. Joe Hendry entrances are spectacles within themselves, says Tina. Let's see. He did beat Ciampa last Takeover, and Cross has been dominant. Yeah, he took out Ciampa. So I mean that's a pretty big thing. Best of Keith Lee and Evolve. There you go. And shout outs to my shirt since that happened in the chat room. I am sporting the Black Wrestlers Matter shirt from the Rev Ron Hunt's Pro Wrestling Tees store.
All right.
So if you are kind of asking what I'm wearing here. Since it was mentioned, so shout outs to him. By the way, the Rev is, I believe, down in Baltimore right now, as our friends Nick Landole, and I saw a few other faces going down there and getting their COVID tests and such. Ring of Honor returning to tapings, closed set tapings in Baltimore for TV. So that's their first new content since probably March. Other than, because I think they've been doing mostly best of shows right now. So it'll be interesting to see how they present it, how that goes, and good to see that some familiar faces are getting some new action. I think they said the Rev was probably part of that. Shane Taylor doing some good stuff, and also check out recently. I still need to I think they featured Shane Taylor on an episode of Ring of Honor as well, where that the Rev was introducing, or at least had a commercial for. I know. So, but anyways, Matt Carton says he just realized he never watched the last Takeover. You're talking about the In Your House Takeover?
I didn't watch
Because
it.
that one was fantastic. It was fun.
I don't know what
It
I
was
was doing,
fun.
but I didn't watch it.
It was June-ish, and who knows? Time is
Okay.
time is mushy right now.
Yeah.
So I can't find an easy way to find all the matches for Takeover 30. It seems. So
I have
Adam,
have it
there's
up?
4 matches
4 matches. That's all you need.
announced.
Announced. Yeah, that's all you need.
So we went to the Keith Lee Karrion Kross,
Mm-hmm.
Io Shirai versus Dakota Kai,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be
That's gonna be
Just-
great.
ma-
Jeez.
and that ladder match for the North American title,
Mm-hmm.
the 4-way ladder match, featuring a lot of good wrestlers in it,
Mm-hmm.
like Bronson Reed, Damian Priest,
Yeah, they're making some new people there, and I love seeing it.
Cameron Grimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And,
We saw Trevor Lee, right? Yeah,
Yeah, and finally between Finn Balor and Velveteen Dream for the last spot there. So
Yep.
that's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean and that's Wednesday on the show. So that's gonna be good.
and also I guess we got to talk about Adam Cole and Pat McAfee, right?
Baby.
Yeah. That I'm interested in to see where that match goes.
Hey, so I can't remember when we've had such a media grab match on NXT before.
I've
On
I've
NXT?
been reading the death of WCW, so right off of that, I don't feel good about this.
Okay. But WWE does this all the time.
He's not going to win a title.
He's also like officially signed with WWE as a competitor as well. Like this is a thing that happened like a year ago.
Well, I mean, I'm reading about Jay Leno in matches and Dennis Rodman in matches
Okay.
and things, and it's kind of
okay.
like, all right, so how are they going to do this and make him
We've
watchable?
also had Cain Velasquez. We've also had Gronk.
Did either of those go well?
No.
Kane, maybe? No.
What? Cain Velasquez? That went
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. I mean, it was a
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar match
Yeah.
with Cain Velasquez in it.
Okay.
By the
we
way, the full name I believe we have to read according to Tina is Bronson Reed, the original thick boy from Australia.
Yes.
Yes. And then we have the Rizz, the original thick boy from Monroeville.
Wow.
That's a compliment.
That is a compliment. I do
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yeah, that's your
I do appreciate that.
that's your new T-shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees.
You better make that shirt.
I will have to see if they let us add shirts on there. Yeah.
By the way, you talked about your shirt, sorry. Did you talk about my shirt?
Oh, Chest Flexor's only fan, also on ProWrestlingTees.com.
And you too can buy this shirt, and you also can be Chest Flexor's only fan.
That's right.
Oh.
And not to be confused with Chest Flexor's OnlyFans. That's something else.
Yeah, that's
That was the first thing I bought, and I still regret it.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Signed up for the wrong one. That reminds me. I owe somebody $1. Anyways, we'll talk about SummerSlam in a moment. But since we're in plug mode, I guess
Plug mode.
we're in plug mode right now. There is a lot going on. I feel like we went into plug mode on our advanced show.
Plug
tonight.
mode.
No, not plug boat.
The
What is
plug boat.
What is the
Tugboat?
plug boat? That is that's like the indie accidental tugboat.
Why are we talking about tugboat?
I don't know why we're talking about tugboat. But I want to talk to you about Indie Wrestling US and Indie Wrestling Network. A lot of stuff going on over there, including we have some additions. I know Bradley is on the list, and I know he's aware of what's going on over there.
I am
but,
aware of what's going
there's
on
some
over there.
new stuff happening at Indie Wrestling Network. We are bringing back some oldies but goodies for instance, including our friends at the long past Vicious Outcast Wrestling VOW
Yes.
is
Wow.
now a part of Indy Wrestling Network. This is I don't think I'm you know, I don't think I'm out of line when I'm saying in the copy that this is the most hardcore Western Pennsylvania promotion.
No, you're not.
No, they
No.
It's
definitely
like Jack
were.
Pollock versus Abyss.
That is Jack Pollock
That
versus
is-
Abyss,
I-
who resembles somebody that was on SmackDown this past week, by the way. But no,
bit.
you can check that out. We have 8 titles from 2016 for VOW in the first wave, and of course more are coming for VOW on VOD. That's not going to get me tongue-tied as well if you want to purchase some of those. And, of course, more titles will be coming in the future from our friends over at Vicious Outcast Wrestling. If you don't know them, a lot of people came through. This is where I have a great story that I've told several times on the show of one Logan Shulo Elias in a 3-way casket match in Uniontown. That is going to be part of the upcoming collections that will be rolled out here. So go check that out. Also, a new part of that was rolled out on Friday is AJ Styles, The Missing Matches, including an interview.
There's those matches. I was wondering
You
where
found
they were.
them.
Oh,
You
good.
found them, including some exclusive interview time with AJ Styles.
Ooh, you know what? You might actually see me in one of those.
You can definitely see. I'm seeing the cameraman Dan Hooven over there. You might be the hard cam on this one, Rizz. But there's a classic match with him with Tony Nese. There's our buddy Facade
That was
taking on
there's a couple of matches. That was
AJ
really-
Styles from Remix Wrestling. There's a lot of
yeah.
good stuff here. And like I said, Dan, we did an interview with him. Joe Dombrowski interviewed him. This was, I don't know, this is probably right before New Japan, maybe at this time. So he was still in that really awesome period in between Impact Wrestling and WWE. Also, a part of this just rolled out, so you can watch all in one place Fight Underground. The entire Area 1 taping is now available to watch, including all of the aftermaths, the fight nights, and the face-offs. This is part of a big content rollout that we're going to be putting out there, including everything that's going on now. We are upwards of about 40 hours of content will be added.
Those are the good guys. I don't like
those
them.
are the good guys.
Good guys.
Oh, no.
But no, we're on track for about 40 hours of content that's going to be added within the next about a month, including everything that we've rolled out this week. So I know it's been kind of quiet over there for a little bit, but thank you everybody that's been sticking with us with the Indie Wrestling Network and being a part of that. Again, like I've mentioned, some Scarlet Ronnie action. One of the best matches out of that.
That was a
Fight
very
Underground.
good match. I was
That was
watching
a
that
Good
really
on
stuff there.
YouTube.
So go check that out, and of course more content coming from our friends at Premier Wrestling, as well as Prospect Pro Wrestling stuff's going to be going up there in the coming weeks. Their training sessions and their quarantine challenge should be a part of that, so you can watch those all. Sit down and watch that entire thing in its entirety instead of going
good.
through.
I wanted to see that.
Instead of going through the YouTube pages and picking and finding each of the matches, if you whatever's your preferred way to see this, Chromecast this thing to your screen and watch the wrestling up there. So a lot of great stuff going on over there, Indie Wrestling Network. And again, like I said, we've had the best numbers over the last several months during all these quarantines and everything. So thank you everybody for choosing to kill the time while you've been at home with the Indie Wrestling Network, and we're hoping we can reward you guys in the next coming months with some great content for you to continue to stay on with us, especially since there are not a lot of new shows happening, but there's a lot of stuff maybe you haven't seen that we can throw in to be a part of that, and it might be just some more stuff to kind of build that community around there. So do we find out about the conspiracy theory you are a part of? Oh, we were talking about me and Ronnie, the Ronnie Anon conspiracy.
Yeah,
apparently.
Sorg.
There's no.
I remember that. Like that. It was that week, and then another week you were also in another weird conspiracy theory.
Wait, what?
It was one of the weirdest
what
shit
other
I've ever
conspiracy
seen.
theory?
I have to defend you every week for that.
What do you have to defend me for? All I know is when Ronnie was yelling at me because I set up an interview with somebody who does nothing but growl, and I got yelled at for it. So what was the other conspiracy theory? What's happening? What?
You don't we shouldn't talk about that.
Okay, we don't. No, not on the show. We shouldn't give. We shouldn't give any validation to any of these things going on here.
Yeah.
Rizz.
Well, before you go in,
Okay.
First off, did you let everybody see
Oh, wait, where are you going? He's off. What are you doing?
Where are you going?
Oh yeah, look at that! Because
Where are you
in solidarity with VOW getting dusted off the network. Look at that! Look at that VOW shorts. I don't know too many indie promotions that sell like athletic wear like that.
When I used to get passes at VOW, and with the pass you got things like DVDs, and you were allowed to get a shirt. And I asked Bill Molnar if I could have a pair of the shorts because I wear shorts a lot. So he said he'd give that to me. I have a lot of good times at VOW. There's a lot of really good wrestling there. There's a lot of guys that came in the area that I would have never met. I would have never met Chance Prophet. I would have never met Kelly Klein.
I only got to meet Chance Prophet like I think December finally. So,
oh gosh!
Like I always missed him, and he was in the area for the most part. I think.
I'm glad you finally met him.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a guy everybody should know.
Oh, he's great. We're talking about Treasure Island.
Wonderful,
the
wonderful
store,
guy.
not the show.
But there's a lot of the first Queen of the Ring they had, and there was like Marty Bell was there, Kelly Klein was there, Jessie K, who we now know as Jessica Carr, the female referee on SmackDown, was there. Allison Kay, what's Sierra? She's known as before. She was there. So there was so much talent that you otherwise wouldn't have seen. And right now you can see some of my favorite Jack Pollock matches, which was the matches he had with Patrick Hayes. Those are really good matches.
It was VOW first caught my attention. Well, obviously for that show, knowing guys like Sheila that were going to be there, so I wanted to see, friends of the show that were a part of that, and they had like Sabu that night and stuff, and I think it was Facade and Sabu was the match. Of course, two guys jumping off the ropes with a low ceiling and a VFW, nothing could go wrong. But they were also the first ones in the area that did like all women's shows. That they did I think a Queen of the Ring tournament for 3 years. And nobody else has been doing it, and nobody else, I think, has been done it effectively since. And I've seen at least 2 promotion attempts of doing it, and that's that I gotta give them respect for doing that. They were, in a lot of names, it was. I always enjoyed when any place that was kind of outside of the realm of indie wrestling where you could see a mixture of people from this promotion.
Yeah,
I mean, it's why I like going to Erie for Revenge. That's why I love to go into VOW. That's why I love benefit shows, because you get to see that kind of thing. And this was a big part of it. And guys that I didn't see in promotions, like first, seeing more of Beastman, then Super Beast, Super Oprah. G-Raver was over there mixing it up with some different people. You say Jack Pollock, like you mentioned, MV Young, early MV Young.
The Batiri.
The Batiri, yeah. There was guys like that from Chikara as a part of this too. So yeah, I saw them in the mix that should be going on VOD in the next probably the next batch that we'll be doing.
I was mentioning before the show started the matches between Generation Dead and the Osirian Portal.
Oh, jeez.
Really, really good stuff.
Oh, I can't wait till I get to that. Can't wait to get to that. So, but yeah, so VOW is now part of that. Glad to be work something out with Bill over there to get that in front of more people. And I think some people don't know about it, and hopefully it gets it in front of a little bit more audience to see just a little bit of. I mean, it's part of Pittsburgh wrestling history, to be honest. So, also very interesting because they ran out of Connellsville, the same building that Rise ran out of.
That was the second place they did.
Yes, well, I would say for a big section of it. And it was always crazy because it's a wildly different configuration of the same room. Because remember they had the.
There were some things Rise did that they didn't do, but they treated it different.
Oh yeah, like there was different versions for like they all made it their own, and I think it's just awesome to see them. Like, wow, this is the same room that these guys ran in, and it looks like a absolutely completely different show.
You tell me if I'm wrong, but I think VOW was the first area people I at least saw in the area that had Titantrons for wrestlers. I didn't.
Yeah.
It was then I saw it for PWX, and then I saw it for IWC.
PWX had it.
Yeah, they had at one point they had a
They
big
have a TV.
monitor.
They have
yeah,
a TV,
they had
but
TV,
yeah, by the
and
time I started working,
it wasn't a true Titantron. It might have like the logo of the wrestler was coming out. It wasn't like a videotape like they had.
it's really hard to get the assets for that. Like it's
Yeah.
like the crew up at Revenge that puts that stuff together. Like they have somebody that's dedicated to that. Same with
Yeah.
Prospect Pro Wrestling. So like that, and I think even it was, I noticed when I started going there, like not everybody had them. So even like a nice generic one that you throw together, like the ones these days, like a lot of promotions are really good about at least like being let's throw a name with some stuff and some music, at the very least.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it's also probably a lot.
I
easier
think you
these
can
days.
still find Chris LaRusso's from VOW. It was like you're like going through a drawing of a city with that same whatever glitch mob music that he always has as entrance, and he had some
one
different-
I love the Revenge one, where it's like a flyover of a city and there's dragons in the background, like the very Game of Thrones.
I was about to
and it
say
rolls
that,
right
yeah.
into that vroom kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
I love. Sorry, he is. Every day I will love working Chris LaRusso's entrance, because I don't know if you've noticed what I do with it. Is he does that? I do that walk up thing with him when that music hits and kind of zooms in. Like I pull right in up on him, and he starts doing his thing. So that's like I love playing with the music like that when especially when I know what the guys are doing.
Yeah.
So God, I miss filming wrestling. They have filmed wrestling, but nobody's had an entrance since March for me. And the show I was supposed to do on Saturday got canceled. So
Oh,
It hurts.
What can you say about why these places get canceled? If from what I'm hearing, it's just some guy tattles on something and then
that's happening. This was the Pro Wrestling Conquest show in Charleston, West Virginia.
I know Chance is very frustrated.
Very, very. They had such good stuff. Lodi was going to be. A lot of RWA guys were going to be there. Lodi, Ryan Edmonds, Jason Kincaid.
Connor.
I don't think Connor runs with this crew. But they've had Jaxon Argos there in the past. Beastman, I think, was going to be part of this. There's a couple other bigger names that are going to be part of it too. The Ace Austin from Impact Wrestling is usually a part of it. There was a lot of good stuff that was going to happen on this show, and they already they got canceled. They were right on the line. Like they canceled the day before in March when we were supposed to go down. So they've gotten hit pretty hard twice. But no, in this case it was and I think this is from their post. Because they were talking in comments about it and mentioned it. There was some community backlash of them having a show, just a gathering. And the place they moved to the outdoor venue to try to make sure everything was cool. That was city property. So after the city got so many complaints, the city itself had to pull the plug on it. So that's the
city got complaints that
the show was happening and there was going to be a gathering and people are afraid of the gathering aspect of it. Now, in the meantime, in Altoona, they're having shows. I attended the Imagine Wrestling one.
I know one Altoona show was outside. Is this coming one outside?
The upcoming one for Eclipse on September 5th is going to be outside. This one was outside as well in the kind of a field right beside the Juniata Community Center in Altoona, PA. And this is like I said, Cato's promotion. Great headliner. I had never seen Spencer Slade. I know he's a trainee over there at the Iron City Wrestling Academy.
Pretty good.
But he had a match with Bill Collier.
Okay.
It was fantastic. Some great stuff there. So I don't know what they do with their video, to be honest. Like I see clips and it looks pretty good, and I don't know. I've never seen a buy link on their social media. So follow them. They have 11 volumes of this, so it's somewhere, I guess. No, they ran a good show there. It was like 6 matches, no intermission. I was out of there by 9 o'clock, bell time 7. They cleaned in between matches, and it was a good show.
I've done a couple outside IWC shows. It's different right now.
I'm not crazy about it. I don't like the experience, and I am concerned with doing video on the video side of optics. That's always been my thing with this right now. So, but it's if you do having a show to have a show, you know, it's.
I don't know what you saw of the fans, but what I noticed, especially this past one, was half of it. My friends just missed my other friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, they were paying some attention, but mostly they were just talking to somebody they haven't talked to for months.
Yeah, and it's kind of a cure for that too. That's me. Is like
Yeah.
I gotta be around people, but I'm afraid of being around other people right now. Now in this case, like you had to wear a mask when you come in. They didn't really enforce inside. There was a soft encouragement of you wearing your mask when you get up from your seat, but there's no distancing in the seats. It's just rows around the ring. I took a seat and pulled myself back away from people because that's what I was going to do regardless. But, you know, again, outdoors, it was fine. I felt spaced out with everything. Nobody, and very strict, looking at the rules that there are for the state of PA, nobody's interacting with fans physically, anything like that. So, like, that is all, on the up and up there. So, it was fine.
There was no interaction at either of the events for the most part. I think the rule was like you're saying, if you're in your group, you don't have to have the mask on. You're outside your group, you got to have a mask on.
Right. I've seen those
which it helps to very much reduce the possibilities.
Yeah, and that sounds like the rules that we were looking at for the West Virginia shows as well. So I think we can do these. We can have the wrestling shows. The wrestlers take the option to be at risk to do it. The fans, also for doing the show in general. But if there's just if you feel safe doing it, you're good to do it. And it's enough to make the people that are on the edge of it comfortable enough, because that's the thing. I'm
very. I don't want to go to a deep COVID conversation. I'm very conservative as opposed to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one I'm going to fist bump you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to shake your hand. I'm not going to hug you. I'm going to fist bump you.
Yeah.
I've got a father that's in his mid 70s.
Yeah.
I don't want to give this to him.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give it to anybody, to be honest with you.
Same here, between friends that are dealing with major health issues and family that's in the risk groups and having their issues. That's been my thing too. It's hard to be consistent with that when you have so many people and some are like, no, I'm going to give you a big sweaty hug. Thanks, Wes. I
think Megan Nelson at the first event I went to, she just suddenly said, I miss you, and she side hugged me. Oh, you were trying to be distant. Well, I
haven't even hugged my mom since March. That sounds horrible to say out loud.
Wow.
But I visit her like more than I ever have. So
yeah,
it's kind of a kind of thing. So anyway, so we should talk about wrestling. Okay. Rizz, you know what, Rizz, I'm going to do my bit with you in a little bit as in a different format. But I got a bit with Rizz I want to do here. But we should talk about SummerSlam before we get too far out of line here. SummerSlam is happening. You'll never see it coming. Yeah, because I don't know what month it is. That's the truth of it.
It's summer still?
It's SummerSlam? So is it? It's not spring?
By the way,
no. What?
I like how it went from outdoor event before COVID, and then it went to we're going to have it on a ship, and then it went to we're just going to have it in an arena with thousands of screens watching you.
I love that we're going to potentially have pyro for no one in this.
Yeah.
I mean, visually, I know, it's still bigger, but anyways, so I'm just going to go. What are you guys looking forward to at SummerSlam? I'm just looking forward to there being a SummerSlam. I have no anticipation for matches on this thing right now. Like I
had to look it up.
Yeah. Despite watching 7 hours of 5 hours of television relating to it every week, still don't know what's happening.
I know Asuka is facing both.
Yes.
Sasha and Bayley. That's cool. That's good. It's great. And the Dominic Mysterio thing, and Seth Rollins. This is all good.
I would
But
say this
Wait, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Yeah, hair versus hair. Okay, now I'm interested. Now you got me.
Is their hair gonna fight each other? Is that why it's hair versus hair?
Yes, hair fight.
Mhm.
Hair fight. It's like those monsters. It's like the hair
Wow.
monsters from Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what you've been missing. That's where we've gone to.
I should have watched.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, I see Bray and Braun are still
Mm-hmm.
doing things.
Yeah, and
I guess.
Alexa Bliss is just being abused by two giant men in the middle. That basically sums up that story.
I think I watched Pornhub.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it sounds like a title to a Pornhub, but
It does, like, really bad.
and it's unfortunate. I just keep watching that. And I'm just like, Alexa Bliss is
who
so much better
to
than
cheer
her.
for?
I don't know anymore. I don't.
Like, what day is this?
I don't know.
Is it Friday? Is it Thursday yet? Well,
I just know
what day
Braun
is today?
shaved his head
It's-
and he's so sweaty. Jeez. So we have that. I'm sure something will happen
And,
with
and
Retribution.
you know that Retribution is gonna interrupt something.
Yeah, all those screens. We're gonna throw a
It's gonna-
Molotov cocktail
we-
at it or something. I don't know.
Are we getting
God.
underground?
No, because they announced an underground match for Monday. I think we're keeping this separate. So.
Until like 3 months from now, when masked wrestlers come into the ring and tear down the entire ring to make it easier for another man to win an over the top rope battle royal in order for that man to get a world title shot down the line.
What? Where did you go with that?
Crucible.
Oh, okay. I see. Sorry.
Yeah,
Shinsuke.
I'm still bitter.
Tina's feeding me the matches now in the chat room. Shinsuke Cesaro versus LHP. Lucha House Party. Okay, I'm down with that because
I'm down, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
dude, the singles matches have been fantastic between them. So I'm like, yeah, give me more of that. So I'm hoping that's a nice stealer there. Street Profits with Angel and Andrade. Sure, okay, that's good. Good for them.
Andrade.
Oh,
okay.
Angel and Andrade.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. He's been
Okay.
back for a bit. Yep. I know it all just blends together. And you don't know what week anything was actually filmed, so it doesn't even matter on top of things for if you've heard something or something. So Drew versus Randy for the belt. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. And stuff. It's SummerSlam. It'll be interesting. I'm more just. This is where they're really going to roll out anything special, like super special that they have planned for the Thunderdome.
Oh, isn't there a U.S. title match? MVP?
Yeah, MVP and Apollo. Thank you.
Apollo Crews.
Yes.
I don't even watch. And
The U.S. champion Apollo Crews that we don't remember.
Yes, absolutely.
We should remember him.
We should. No,
He's an
great.
amazing
He's
athlete.
Great. He's awesome. But he's also like in a team of amazing athletes: Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, and Ali Mustafa Ali. So, actually, that whole thing, like those four and the MVP Shelton Benjamin Lashley thing, like I'll take all of it. It's all great. Those guys are freaking killing it, and it's a giant thing, and that's awesome. And then randomly a 24/7 championship gets exchanged in the middle of everything. So because it happened like twice on Raw. So R-Truth will just run in. Shelton Benjamin's a champion again. Okay, all right, but
wasn't that one Asian guy the champion in his
Kira Tozawa?
Tozawa?
Yeah,
with his ninjas.
with his ninjas. I thought Retribution were his ninjas.
No.
The tall guy is actually the bouncer for Underground.
Yeah.
Oh.
Giant Ninja is the bouncer
Giant
now.
ninja.
So because we were like we'll probably never see that guy again. Never mind. So
We saw him.
yes. Let's see. Oh yes, Montez Ford with the miraculous poison recovery. It's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks. Come on.
I mean, and food poisoning goes away in about a couple days.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Soft foods, bread, just take some Pepto. It's fine.
Good to go. It's SummerSlam. We will be doing. I don't know. We might do a digital component as well, but we're going to try to do a watch. We're going to do a very minimal watch party here in the studio is what we're doing. Trying to be as safe as possible, limiting it. So I'm sure we'll have some opinions and some tweets there over the weekend, and see what else we're doing. I don't know. I'm still kind of reeling from things, so we'll see what this weekend looks like. I'm just happy. I'm sad I can't go to the show and do the show in Saturday, but now I get to watch AEW's rescheduled show and Takeover the night of, and not in a hotel room in West Virginia. So
AEW is the only wrestling that I'm watching right now,
and good for you. Good for you.
I like the Orange Cassidy stuff. I like a lot of the stuff I'm seeing.
Him and Jericho's been great.
That's been very entertaining.
It is my only happy to see appointment television these days.
It's almost, I mean, it's my guess to another conversation, but you're almost to a point where it's like you see people that are just too small to be against another person. What did John Moxley just defend against?
Oh, Darby Allin?
Darby Allin.
Yeah, it's noticeable.
And it's a very noticeable difference, but I mean, it's not like we haven't seen a difference like that before.
Right. I mean, anybody that has an argument about those size differences and people not being worthwhile, I mean, I think you can throw Rey Mysterio at all of them, right?
Just about.
Yeah. I mean,
just about.
That's it. So, I mean, there's a place for a Darby Allin in that promotion. And throwing in something like that. Didn't Jungle Boy had a fantastic match with Chris Jericho, right? And Jericho's not a huge guy either. So, I mean, when you get away from the WWE mindset, you kind of have a different scale of wrestler.
As soon as I start legitimately seeing these smaller guys win, Orange Cassidy won. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see it a little bit more for me to take it a bit more.
He's not a terribly smaller guy. He's just
not terribly, but maybe 30, 40 pounds.
Oh, maybe,
less.
maybe. So
something like
he's
that.
at least in the league. So I mean, obviously.
And Sorg, just remember, we're talking about Orange Cassidy, the guy that we saw, and you saw me mark out to like a few years ago.
Yeah, and I'm like, my God, what is this guy about? Because he's great. Yes, yes. It is so great seeing so many of those guys from that King of Trios show on our televisions every week. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, we are going to take a moment here and first thank our friends at Slice on Broadway. Bradley, I didn't see you grab any when you came in over there.
I didn't know it was allowed.
Yeah, you're allowed. It's a sponsor. It's for the guests. He's gone. He's gone.
Didn't have the
he
pizza.
Left. There he
You
goes.
didn't have the pizza when you came in.
When he came in. He's yelling
You're
at the
the
dog.
guest.
He's yelling at the dog right now. The dog is coming over to me for solace. Hello, buddy.
Like, why would you not think that the pizza is for you, Bradley?
He's going for it. He's
For real.
going for it. Hold on a second.
I forgot he can't
There
hear
he is.
me.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is.
Oh,
There he is.
oh,
Oh,
we're
no.
there.
Oh,
Oh, there we
With
go.
the
Oh
camera.
my
Hold on, wait,
goodness.
there he is. There he is again. There he is.
That was.
The dog is really mad. The dog is really mad right now.
Are
This
you
is the-
eating it like a sandwich right now?
This is the best ad ever. But as Bradley is enjoying his pizza and in a feud with the podcast pup right now. Yeah, he's eating 2 slices like a pizza. Absolutely. But you can check them out at Beachview, Carnegie East End, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. We're going to settle both Bradley and my dog down here in a moment and be back with the big question, which will be, Rizz, explain to me Callux after this. Do we each have to buy it?
I think.
Okay. We'll figure it out off there.
Yeah.
All right. I want to roll back with things. Okay. Guys ready?
Sure.
Oh, mute Bradley until he's done eating.
No.
We are back. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Sorg with you here after that break, and of course with me on the line, the Rizz of Rizz Plays Games is hanging out, and also in studio, still munchifying. Oh wait, we did fix the camera. So still munchifying. That over there is Bradley. There he is. Still munching. Sponsored pizza from our friends at Slice on Broadway. We'll fix that shot. Well, while he's recovering from this, though, the big question, more than a big question for all of you, is a big question for the Rizz.
Emphasis on big, Sorg.
Why is Callux? I keep seeing it. People have changed their name to it. I have not caught wind, have not seen the origins of this Callux meme, I guess, that's happening.
And the weird thing is, again, I keep mentioning.
You do.
You have filmed Callux.
I do?
Yes. Remember back, I think maybe 2 years ago or so, there was the vignette of a scientist from Chikara.
Okay.
Who is also an alien.
Okay. Okay.
Because obviously. The Proteus wheel.
These were like the big guys in the masks.
Yes,
okay.
The big guys in the masks.
So this is
Frantic and I forget the other one name, but Callux, like right now, he has one of the best Twitter accounts.
Okay, and what is his Twitter account?
At Callux PW.
That's CALLUX.
CALLUX.
Okay, all right, we're gonna show that right now for anybody joining us on video to see what the deal is here. Okay, so dude in a mask.
And yeah, so
all right, he's kind of a shirtless fellow, and okay, all right, I'm seeing it. He's a big dude that can move. All right, very Chikara, very fun.
He's very Chikara.
Okay,
that group.
Okay.
But like
he tweets in all caps. All right, that's on brand. It's on brand.
He doesn't tweet in all caps. He yells.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what Callux does. He yells.
Okay, that seems to be popular these days.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Okay.
But guys like him,
strong, size, stature, big, agility, charisma, presence.
Where
How
he just
long
throws
are
Boomer
you
Hatfield in the
gonna
air.
keep pretending like I'm not the guy? Okay, weird punctuation. Don't worry, I'll keep killing it. And then email address, bookcallux@gmail.com.
Yeah. He is one of the better big men that nobody knows about.
What is this? Award president to Big Callux for Big. Signature, Jody, date today. Okay. That was a certificate of some sort. So tell me, what is the appeal of Callux? How did this...
He's big.
He's big. Okay. And apparently Green Ant kidnapped him at some point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a weird moment.
All right. So...
And then I think he got kidnapped by Green Ant.
Okay.
And then for some reason, Green Ant got kidnapped by Callux a little bit later, like the next day.
Okay.
Because they're going to the same show.
Okay.
Because I think they were at the... Actually, I think they might have been at one of the... like the AAA baseball in Philly, whatever they are.
Okay.
But, like, just... I mean, he had a match with Ziggy.
Yes, and I know Ziggy has Callux.
Ziggy's Callux as well.
Yes. So we are all Callux. Is this a Spartacus thing?
We are Callux.
We are Callux. So
I'm not Callux.
Bradley.
You're Bradley. Shut up.
Oh.
Hey.
Whoa.
I mean, I'd rather be Callux than the sword guy.
Then
I'm not happy either about it. No.
So
the dog's not
but,
Callux either.
Just because I support those wrestlers who busted their ass in that now defunct indie promotion.
Yes.
Like the Calluxes, the boomers, the what's his name now? What's his name?
Oh.
The greatest wrestler of all. I mean, it's like the former Dasher Hatfield, the greatest wrestler that ever lived.
His Facebook profile's now very good wrestler.
Yeah, that's it. A very good wrestler. That's his name now. But guys like that, and guys like Callux, who went through character development in the modern era, with Twitter, with making videos, with making vignettes that he produced, that Jonathan Wells edited and made. Like, just the amount of promotion. Guys like Callux need to be known. Like, and I know you compared him to Warhorse, but
I'm comparing to in the memeable wrestler catching fire like a
also
Warhorse,
very true.
like a Warhorse or a Danhausen. Like, I mean, I'm seeing that happening, but I'm still haven't bought into it, and it's a niche. It's not.
It's a niche because
it's not as accessible as very evil makeup guy from an Elvira show and yelling rocker guy, that does 80s promos,
or polycult
big
leader.
sword.
Yeah, or I don't know how accessible the polycult is to a lot of audience either. But I love it. But I mean, I understand what it is. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
I mean, I didn't understand, and maybe I still have some questions, and hopefully I'll find out when the polycult comes to Pittsburgh. I'll ask all the rest of the questions that I have. But he answers a lot of those questions, and just following him is very educational about what the polycult is and what the rules are.
Oh, sure.
So that's all you have to do. Bradley, are you a member of the polycult?
I've been a reluctant member of the polycult going back 4 or 5 years before it was a polycult.
Okay. Well, back when it was a unicult?
But back before any of us even realized it was a cult.
I hope I don't say that it meaning something I'm not aware of. Just want to pull that out there. Due respect.
I've been friends with MV for many
you've
years.
known him for a while.
I've known him for a while.
Yeah.
I know him way back when we used to talk a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
And he would say, "Boy, just someday I just like to really get a character together."
But again, he's another one that's just murdering it on social media, making the most of things, doing these secret shows. He's having one here in Pittsburgh in a few weeks. He's scratching a certain itch on the internet, and bloop, somebody hit me up.
Yeah, just check that. Check that Twitter account. Just check that Twitter.
Where did you send me that? I don't know where I'm at.
In my chat.
Oh, in this thing, I don't. That's not going to be accessible.
Then never mind. Hang on.
No, sorry
I
about
will.
Send it over like Messenger or Slack or something. I'll get it.
But because MV is having his event at an undisclosed location
absolutely
this month.
Absolutely.
Which that's a tough thing to do because I tried to have my own event at an undisclosed location. It went horribly because nobody could find it. We didn't know.
We could find it. We just didn't want to. Yeah, we couldn't find it.
Jeez, Rizz. Man, what is this? What is this tension between you and Bradley? I didn't realize when I threw both you guys
friendly.
on the same show.
It's friendly.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's very friendly.
I hope so. Just like butts for Bradley. All right.
Rizz is one of my favorite enemies.
Thank you.
Yep.
But yeah, Sorg, I posted that tweet in the Slack.
By the way, this is
you
just
will know why.
This is gonna be the props. This is gonna be the props section. Well, I'm still trying to understand Callux because you know who else is doing some fantastic stuff right now? Jaxon Argos.
Yeah.
One, he resurrected his swimsuit edition photos where he mimicked the Divas swimsuit photos, which are all fantastic in their own right. And
it got Adam Cole to respond to it.
It got Adam Cole to respond. Yeah, because one was with Britt Baker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he liked it, and then unliked it, and Jaxon noticed. And
what happened is he commented saying, You made me like this, and I can't be bothered to unlike this. Damn you! was what Adam Cole said to him.
Fantastic. And of course they've done shows together in the past, so I'm sure they're connected and knowing Britt for how many years and whatnot. So, but he is doing. I want to give a props to this. If you're again another way to kind of support somebody who's not doing shows. I don't think he's during everything he's not doing the shows that I'm aware of. But he's doing amazing stuff online. First, I don't know too many people these days that have their own like fully functional website that isn't just a bullshit thing. Like this is fucking impressive.
Yes.
That's akin to some old school stuff, but still it's like Jaxon Argos Central, and nobody is doing this. Nobody is doing this. There's the swimsuit photos. Like everybody's getting their Facebook pages and stuff, and
we all want to forget that he exists, and he will not allow us.
No, because he's also on all the old other social media
That
things.
is professional. Like the way that looks is professional.
There's somebody who's getting some TV time who once asked, "How do I do things like Jaxon Argos?" Like that's where we're at on things, and he's still like, but the point is, I was going to mention, he has been doing custom action figures, and he's done here it is over here. Let me pull this up here, and it's like Jack Pollock, him of course, RC Dupree, Jonathan Gresham. Jimmy Vegas, Angelic, which is I think Gory actually, Facade. There is a Jason Gory figure. Bill Collier I mentioned. Wardlow, although I'm sure Wardlow will get an action figure sooner or later, right? Gold Suit at Argos. John McChesney. I want a John McChesney action figure. Come on.
There's a Gresham in there somewhere.
Yeah, I mentioned Gresham. He was at the beginning there.
Jamie Jameson action figure.
There's a Jamie Jameson, the Country Hammer. Like this is great. This is great. And he was giving pictures of some of his hauls for I think he got them from Joe Dombrowski, that he got a lot of the parts of. The main events in this. Duke and Gannon, the main event, are a part of this as well. So I mean they're awesome. That is great. He has been doing well with his time during this time. Actually got him on.
He's finding plenty of to do because nobody wants to book him.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh man.
Well, I don't want to see him.
We'll have to welcome him on. I should have invited him on tonight while you were here.
Oh man.
Jeez.
In fact, come on
in. No. God, I wish we were that coordinated. Yeah. But anyways, no, yeah, go check that out. JaxonArgos.com, doing some good stuff. Callux big, Jaxon Argos doing good.
Cool.
Argos is cool, and
Butts for Bradley.
And MV is doing great, and Butts for Bradley.
Hey.
I wonder if we can get a special edition Butts for Bradley at the MV Young Polycar party. I'll have to see if we can organize something. I'll drop a line. We'll see what happens. Guys, it is time. We've learned a lot this episode, but it's time to get really educated because, especially Butts. It's that kind of class. The teacher's away. And this week, our match was Antonio Cesaro against Tyson Kidd in NXT, and this was October 31st, 2012. Wow, I did that off the top of my head.
And this was for, I'm just going to point this out,
yes.
This was for the U.S. title.
Yes.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I watched the right one.
Oh, good. Yeah, watch one. Yes. And this was as we previewed last week, this was a fantastic episode because there was a debuting, by the way, NXT debut. He was in FCW. Roman Reigns. This was an interview with Biggie Langston about the 5 count that was interrupted by Vicky Guerrero. And some other...
She said, excuse me.
She did say, excuse me. And some other great stuff on there. Also, this was like mere weeks before The Shield debuted on pay-per-view with CM Punk.
So he was actually Roman Reigns and not Leaky?
He was. This was his debut as Roman Reigns. And his debut, I believe, on NXT. So, yeah, taking on a...
Wait, was he Leaky or was it like Lakey or something like that?
Kai or something like that, yeah. Bradley?
I liked Roman's finisher. It was like a backdrop into a Uranagi. That was a neat little finisher he had there.
Now he just punches people. But
he did a very light version of a Superman punch. It wasn't quite up in the air, but it's just he just dove towards the guy and punched him.
Okay.
But go on.
So the match at hand, like I said, it was Tyson Kidd, Cesaro. Of course, later became tag team champions together. Some great stuff because Cesaro just kills it. Because Cesaro is tag team wrestling.
Yes.
First of all, if nobody's noticed it,
Cesaro is wrestling.
Tag team wrestling.
Yes, yes, he is. But literally, like, I don't know if he's been paired with somebody that hasn't worked except for Paul Heyman.
Well, he works well with everybody. You saw that in the match. He and Tyson wrestled really well with each other. I could tell just a little bit that Cesaro was just barely carrying things, just a little. There was one point in which I guess Tyson was supposed to be doing a Irish whip into the ropes, but Cesaro grabbed Tyson's wrist first, rather than Tyson grabbing his first. So it's like, you're supposed to do this here to grab an arm. Okay, do that. Okay, and then I'll throw you in. So I mean, if there's any carrying he's doing, it's very light carrying. But he, he gets great matches out of people, and he got a good match out of Tyson there.
Well, I don't think Tyson's a tough guy. I don't think Tyson's a tough guy to get a good match out of. So I mean, that's a Heart Dungeon guy. Like he knows what he's doing. I think if
isn't he one of the last Heart Dungeon people?
Oh yeah, I think that was his moniker for a while, the last of the Heart Dungeon. So yeah, no, absolutely. So like, I can't imagine him not knowing what he's doing. Going into that. So, but it was like a nice kind of preview of things to come. And remember, this was very early Cesaro in WWE. He's still wearing.
He still had a first name.
He still had a first name. He's still wearing the jacket. He still has the leg warmers, I guess, on his upper thighs.
What are those?
I don't know. It's a
rugby
thing.
Those are like pre-wrap with one strap of tape around the pre-wrap.
Okay.
I don't know what it does. It looks cool.
Circulation.
Pre-wrap is like sticky tape, so you don't like rip off skin or hair and crap like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
That's what they.
It was it was good. It was kind of short. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was a good TV match.
It wasn't.
Yes. JR and commentary was great. I forgot that they did that for a lot of the main events to kind of spruce up the NXT product at the time. So it was it was very good, but also just a snapshot of things to come between those two.
Yeah.
So yep.
Yeah. So to me, I remember like maybe a couple years ago we were doing that March Mayhem bracket.
Right.
Thing.
Right.
And I believe it was Alex who put a certain match in featuring Cesaro, Claudio, and another wrestler. And all I can think of while watching the Tyson Kidd match was watching that match and seeing a wrestler like Cesaro, who's big, who can actually move, who can actually like cut through anything and move around, as well as show his strength and power, and seeing another technical wrestler who can also move with the flow, move with the big guys, move with everything around them. And those two like matches,
two guys that knew how to mat wrestle.
Yes. And it's like there were moves that I've never seen before in both matches. There were reversals I've never seen in both matches. There were just different pinning combinations I've seen in both matches. And in both matches, it was technical wrestler versus technical wrestler. And yeah, it was short, but in that 7-minute match, a lot of shit happened in that 7 minutes.
Yep.
Absolutely. It was not slow. It was not. It was not wrestle.
I mean, obviously we know because Tyson Kidd wasn't champion United States champion, but we didn't make. I was watching it and I'm like, I had that moment of being a fan and watching that, going,
Mhm.
what? Tyson Kidd might win
Mhm.
like, in that 7 minutes, and it just was one of those times where it was good.
Mhm.
It was more than, like you said, it was good. Sorg, you said it was good. It was better than good. Like it was a
Sure.
7 minute match. It was big guy versus small guy, new guy versus semi, like it was a new guy feeding off of a younger generation star
Yeah, and
So
in
Riz
NXT.
is
But
basically saying it's not just good; it's good +1.
yes, thank you,
Okay.
Bradley. No, shut up.
thanks.
Hey,
Thanks for that. Anyways, by the way, I love that the people we just talked about having action figures were doing stuff behind you on your screen, and now it's queued up some RWA. That's great. I love this.
Oh,
Hey, look, Daniel Eats. He's another guy
Hey.
that had a WWE look. Anyways, Dave. By the way, Ponder says he need. Oh, I need the pre-wrap. So.
I think I might have.
for
I
the
might still
Australian.
have some somewhere in my
Oh, yeah?
house.
Yeah. You're not pre-wrapping a lot.
No,
Well,
it's from like years ago. Sorg.
let's pre-wrap this segment and go ahead to find out what we're talking about next week from the good professor right here.
Hi, my name is Professor Jacob Edwin, here to give Wrestling Mayhem Show another homework assignment. This one's tough. This one's tough to stomach. I'm not sure that all of you will be ready to see the violence that is going to take place, but we're going to go back to 1983, September 9th. Roddy Piper.
I knew I was
versus
waiting.
Greg Valentine. This is like nothing. that
Oh,
you see
the
today.
ear.
There's no one that even comes close to the authenticity and the just genuine distaste and hatred for one another that Roddy Piper and Greg Valentine don't achieve but actually feel. There are moments that are just so breathtaking from this match. It's like nothing you see today, and in the best way possible. Try to watch this with the sound on, without having your phone right there to distract you. Pay attention. Pay very close attention to this.
All right. So to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
he said 1983.
Yes.
Did he say anything else about where to find this match?
This is a Starcade.
I know it's
This-
a Starcade.
yeah, I know
I'm just
it
throwing
is.
it out there, but it's like 1983. Here's the match.
It's the dog.
Go.
It's
Yeah, I know
the dog color
I
match
know what dog
from
is.
1983. I don't think you're finding any others fitting that criteria in WWE. I don't know, man. That one War Games year was really wild, and we couldn't figure out which match was which because we had a similar problem earlier where it was what the Fabulous Ones and the Rock and Roll Express, but we couldn't figure out which match it was because it was the year
Yeah.
that they did multiple Great American Bash Tour nights, and there was different nights and different steps. I think we were looking for Jim Cornette in the suspended shark cage,
Okay.
which we should have done this
Okay.
week because it was Shark Week, by the way. Jeez. Anyways,
He's getting lazy. One day he's going to say it's Ric Flair versus somebody. I don't know. It's
Don't worry.
1984.
the
Go find it.
The syllabus is in the email at goodtimes@wrestlingmayhemshow.com. Thank you. Guys, well, that's our assignment for next week. And one more educational point, because we like to expand your pro wrestling mind here on this show. What did you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that there was pizza right over there.
That's okay. That is accurate. Okay.
How do you not know there's pizza there?
It's been a while.
Because I have
Riz.
no sense of smells, Riz.
Been a
Riz.
while.
Yes. And it's been a while. Nobody's been here. We're relearning how to show. Okay.
What did I learn from wrestling this past week? I suppose give it to somebody who's already prepared for this.
Riz?
I am not prepared for this.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
I guess if I had to throw it out there,
Do it.
I guess what I realized, and might be going back little more than a week, is that, like I was saying, these arena shows it's a little tough to get if the fans are fans like they're know each other really well, they get a little more focused on, I haven't seen this friend of mine for 3-4 months. So unless it's a really good match out there, I want to talk to this person. You know, so and I was noting that to a couple of promoters that I know, or at least one or two, that, you know, if you're running a show and it seems like the fans aren't really that much into it, they are into it, but there's also good friends that they haven't met for a really long time. And it's just, how have you been and everything, and maybe you look in there, oh, look at you know, or
especially in that environment. Again, you know, you're not in a arena setting where the lights are on the ring and the focus is there. You're in
a ballpark.
You're in a park. You're in a field. You're in a, you know, whatever.
The sun's beaming on everything.
The sun beaming on you. There's birds. There's smells. I mean, you're like my dog when he's outside. You're going crazy with your senses. And also, like, the onus is not on the stage in front of you, the ring. It's on everything around you, including, hey, buddy, da-da-da-da-da, that I haven't seen for 4 months.
So we're really, really enjoying ourselves. Just, you know, yeah, we might actually take part of the match to turn to my friend, how have you been? And also, the other thing I learned is I came up with a moniker for new IWC graduate, Cole Carter.
I think I saw him on Saturday. I think he was part of Imagine.
Well, it's not catching on, but I feel like he should be called Clean Burning Cole Carter.
No. I don't think that works. I mean, I think it will with a certain area crowd, yeah, but you can get a whole other gig out of that. Okay. All right. Rizz, what about you? What'd you learn?
I learned that you gave me responsibility, Sorg.
I did?
Why the hell did you do that?
Oh, no.
I mean, it was good. It feels weird to go, like, having wrestlers that you've known for years DMing you about starting a Twitch channel.
Okay.
And making sensible choices, because it feels weird that they're coming to this guy. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, I watch you do wrestling. Like, I watch you do wrestling, but you're coming to me, and I don't know how to say what.
I know the feeling. I had somebody in wrestling who also worked TV, like, ask me about streaming video at one point. And I was like, don't you already have resources for this? Like, why are you asking me about this? You know, kind of thing. But
like,
Rizz, the reason they're coming to you is because you know a lot. Is because you have experience at something that they don't have experience in. So, and we will look up to these wrestlers. So, you know, it's nice that they come to you and they say, hey, you know something. Can you help me with this? And it makes you feel good. And you should feel good because you're smart.
It feels good. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, it's a small thing that, like, I watch them and they're coming to me for things. I'm like, I don't want you coming to me things.
We put them on a pedestal a little bit.
I want to buy your shirts. I want to do this, but you know what? Thank you. That's amazing. Like, it's cool to do and be a part of, like, somebody's community from the literally the ground up.
Well, Rizz, I mean, putting all our fun aside, you have to realize that you're somebody that has a lot of knowledge. And this is something that show you that you're somebody that other people can look up to and say, hey, this guy knows stuff. Actually, I'm trying to do my Ronnie Nicole encouragement thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Good luck. Nobody does positive reinforcement like Ronnie Nicole. Holy shit!
I mean, unless
I
you're
mean, I'm
sore
not
and-
lying to him, but I've
yeah,
been doing
yeah.
this with my dad.
Yeah. So yeah, no, yeah.
But
Go-
yeah, I mean, I hope I'm proud to be somebody's quote unquote foundation
Mhm.
of what a streamer should be,
Awesome.
and I hope like their stream is up to the level of guys people I've seen on Twitch before, like like an Fe or
Yeah. Yeah.
like just. But I told this person, a mutual friend of ours, just go out there and do it. Have
Mhm,
fun. Just don't give a shit about
Mhm.
like what the chat says, what anybody says. By the way, when I'm on here next time, I want like an ask me anything on the Twitch page. Just so you know.
Okay.
That's my one thing I want you to do, Sorg.
Okay. We'll talk about. Let me know what I could be, dude. If there's stuff I can be doing during these shows on the Twitch page that can help enhance people wanting to be over there, we'll do that. No, dude. You live in that. I'm just visiting on things. So
By the way, twitch.tv/Sorgatron Media.
there you go. And Rizz plays games everywhere.
And Rizz plays games.
No, it's great, and especially when like a wrestler is going to start a Twitch page. The great thing is like you and I we're starting at. I mean, other than like the little bit of followings we get from doing this kind of stuff, like we're starting at Twitch ground zero, right?
Yeah,
versus
like your
these people,
production's
yeah,
here,
yeah,
and then like I'm like down here somewhere.
yeah.
But like it's one of those things where it's like,
But these people are going in with they're bringing that audience they've already built in wrestling over to this other platform, and that is going to exponentially blow them up more because they come in with this, right? And it's just learning how to deal with something at a different scale, than we are. So because they're already themselves attractions, right? So. From the chat, Tina learned first she has a suggestion for violence. The I Quit match, Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard. It's right up there with that dog collar match. So maybe throw that in there too.
That was right about the time I actually started watching wrestling. Was a few months before that.
And Potter learned that Shayna puts cocktail sauce on her fish and Truth suggested hot sauce. I think that's that Our Truth game show, which I still have to watch, by the way.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. I love it. I love it. I learned it's still worthwhile to drive 2 hours out of my way to watch wrestling. Still worthwhile.
Cool.
Still worthwhile. And it's weird not being able. Thankfully, Sheets is still open along the way. But no, absolutely worth it. Again, had fun with Imagine Wrestling. Definitely check them out if you're in the Altoona area or drivable to it. They put together a pretty good show. So
I forget what reminded me, but I miss getting home at 1 p.m. from a wrestling show.
1 p.m. the next day is usually what happens to me.
Yeah, I know you get home at like 4 or 5 sometimes, but
I have gotten home from a wrestling show at 2 a.m. and then finished editing the wrestling show.
Oh, I know you do that.
Yeah. I kind of put a kibosh on that just for my own personal health after a while.
Should.
But yeah, not that there's any reason to do that right now. But it was so good to edit a random wrestling match this week. Just one match. Look out for that in Fight Underground here soon as we can get commentators together. So with that, Heel Bradley, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Heel Bradley on the social medias. You'll see him at the front row of your favorite indie wrestling show and all around. So, and the Rizz, as we mentioned, Rizz plays games on the Twitter. Yeah. He's waving silently.
Have you played Fall Guys yet?
No. I've been trying not to spend money on games more than I already have been. So
well, it's not on Xbox. It's on PlayStation Stream.
Yeah, but you sent me the Steam link though.
Steam, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, not unless it's on Nvidia now. I'm not terribly interested in getting new games on the PC.
You will go crazy on this game.
Oh, okay.
I've like watching wrestling and then playing Fall Guys and being this close from winning like when I streamed it last night, I was like hunched over after I lost like the last round. But yeah, go to Rizz Plays Games on the Twitches. Use your Twitch Prime or Prime Gaming or whatever the hell they're going to call it now for Twitch. I'm riffing here, Sorg.
That's fine. Am I supposed to do something with this, Bradley?
You can show it to the people.
What is happening there? Oh, that's him doing his impression of you, right? Hold on, give me a second.
I think Calvin Couture on Twitter one day, I guess he was just asking for suggestions on things for him to wear. And I gave myself as a suggestion. So this is Calvin Couture dressing up like Heel Bradley.
The jeans.
Oh,
you're never going to
my.
see him wearing jeans like that. That's for damn sure. That's
Plus that polo shirt is way too tight.
Yeah, no, that's... But the pocket square, man. Guys, thank you so much. It's been so much fun. Thank you for being part of the live chat, and thank you for listening wherever and whenever you are. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.